nice. We have like all three right now. Got a nice stove.
In some of the other houses, you'll see that they have one away from them. They have one.
What is that?
Yeah, well, some of these people have other money so they can drive. It didn't say that, I don't think. There's no light you got.
Make believe? What? No. Well, boy, we're not going to eat, are we? Okay. First of all, this is the Lewis Rich Hat Shop. Mr. Rich was married twice in his lifetime. The first wife died. From the first wife lives upstate New York. We're talking in 8. The first thing I'd ask him, what color hat did he want? There's 3 colors. Brown. Now let's say he wanted a black hat. Hat. Terrible, right? Be honest, isn't it terrible? Okay. Now, this is the start of making a hat. First thing I do is ask him his size. If he didn't know his size, I'd take this tape here and I'd measure the size of his head. Then I'd get one of these blockheads. This is a blockhead. You ever hear that expression of blockhead? You know what it means today? A dummy. Alright, those days it meant this, okay? It's made out of wood, it's solid wood, there's no brains in there, no ears, no eyes, no nose, no nothing. Alright, we put it on top here. Then I would take this tray that you see here and put water into it. See this tray? It's nothing but an ordinary tray. I put it on top of the stove. Now that stove is on, children, so don't touch it, please. Alright, I put this blank hat on top like that. Then I put the whole thing on top of the stove. Meanwhile, I put irons on the stove like this. Now, after the steam came up and the iron was hot, I put it on top of this blockhead here. Then I take this hot iron and I iron the hat like that. I had to do this quite a few times until I got it to the correct shape. Now the next thing I have to do is make a brim. Now we come to this. I steam it on this thing again on top, and if you look at it, you see how it's curled there? That's made that way. We iron it on here. After we get done doing that, we take this cloth, we put it on top like that, tie it with a string. Okay, the next day, I would paint shellac on the hat. Now, if I left the shellac on the hat for these men, you could see them 3 miles away, and they didn't like it, so I had to wipe it off. Why did I put shellac on it all? Got any idea? All right, sir. You. You.
The hardness.
That's correct. That's one part. All right, just make it waterproof. But I had to wipe it off because he didn't like the color. So I just got it so it got into the pores of the wool. By the way, this is pressed wool. It's called felt. Okay, but I'm not done. Then I had to put a little piece of leather band in here. You play baseball, any of you? It's called a sweatband in your baseball cap too. Still call it sweatband, all right? And we put a ribbon on the outside for decoration. So now, have you ever hear the expression a feather in your cap? Well, that's distorted. It was a feather in your hat. Just for decoration. A feather in your cap to these means that you did something great, okay? Now, it cost me $1.50 when I bought it this way, and I sold it for $3 this way. I lost my shirt. In other words, I lost money. So what did I do? I had my 6 children help me chop. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I got 6 children here. Great. Now you had to help me chop and saw wood, so I could sell it to my neighbors. But that wasn't good enough. So I turned around and sold these top hats. I made a nice profit on that. There's only one trouble. The men would only buy 1 top hat in their life. I paid $8 ready-made. I sold it to you gentlemen for $12. That's a $4 profit. But since you only bought 1 in your whole lifetime, You use it for your own weddings, for friends' weddings. You use it for your own funeral, your friend's funeral. You use it going out for politics. You went to your religion with it. So it was just used on a Sunday. This was your everyday hat, and a straw hat was used. But if you two men were farmers at the time, you made your own straw hat. So you used the straw hat in the summertime. This was a winter hat. Now, the building. That little stove there, in a half hour, made this whole place warm this morning. It was below 30 degrees in here when I came in this morning, and in no time I got this place warm. Because of the ceiling. Look at the ceiling, how low it is. The lower the ceiling is, the lower the heat comes down, and the warmer the place is. Now, if any of you have any anticipation of doing a drop ceiling in your kitchen, let me recommend it. I did it myself. It's a wonderful idea. I have a much warmer kitchen than I ever had by dropping the ceiling. Just a suggestion. All of these blanks, these are called blockheads. I'm not calling you a blockhead, sir. This is what it is. So they're all different sizes and shapes. Because all of our heads are not the same, which is good in a way. I wouldn't want the women all looking the same, and neither would I. You want the men all looking the same, right? Right. So in a way, it's good.
Just before the war, they're good practical food, but of course they don't really get power on it until they own work. And quite convenient. You look at that, and then that, at any angle that you like. See, all you have to do is just turn that to wherever you want. You tighten that up, and that's and will drill. You see, like that would be, if I were going to drill in that post stage here, I would be able to do it from down there, you see, and I would still be able to go right through the post like that. That's an old piece, and that's an old piece, but we made that one up with all the old lines over here. See, so in order to make that, you have the one that will go from here to here, and then you have one that goes up to there, and then the other one to there. And you see, that was the way that they made up all the tremendous and all.
And they sold it, moved to Manhattan, and he bought a glue factory. He became famous when he built the Tom Thumb steam locomotive. By that time, he was in Union College in downtown Manhattan. So this was his humble beginning, more or less. There's a little office in the back you might like to see. He earned his living over here as a cabinet maker.